If you're feeling a little bored or uninspired by your clothes, here is a plan to reinvent your style. In this video, I'm taking you through a 6-step process to upgrade your style. We're going to first make a plan and then we are going to execute on the plan. It's all going to be clearly mapped out for you in this video with steps to follow, but I have also created a free workbook for you, which is totally free to download in the description below. And the worksheet will help walk you through all the steps we're about to take. It is going to be very actionable today because we are the type of people who like to get things done in our lives. So grab a pen and paper or print off the worksheet and let's get started. Okay, so step 1 is to make a plan for upgrading your style. So I've created this wheel graphic here, which is all the different categories of your wardrobe. I've called it the Wheel of Style, which is basically the exact same concept as the Wheel of Life exercise, if you're familiar of that personal development exercise. And anyway, the first thing that I want you guys to do is give each category of your wardrobe a rating out of 10. This rating is based on how satisfied you are with that area of style. So 0 being really unsatisfied and 10 being very satisfied. If you're wondering how to rate each category, you could ask yourself certain questions like, is there any activity that I often struggle to dress for? Where do I mostly get stuck when I'm putting together outfits? Is it at the shoes, at the accessories, at the outerwear? So I've been curating my wardrobe for a while now and I've gone ahead and rated each category for myself on the wheel. And you can see by my ratings that my outerwear and my winter wardrobe is definitely an area that needs attention. So I'm going to spend some time focusing on this area this year. If you're wanting to upgrade your entire style, then you'll likely have many of these areas that you've rated quite low and that you want to upgrade. So the next step is to actually prioritize what areas you're going to focus on first. And you could do this by seasons, so you could focus on the next season that you're about to go into, or you could start by focusing on your basics collection and then building your style out from there. I would leave categories like shoes and accessories more towards the end and focus more on things like basics and your color palette, what colors you like to wear at the beginning. Of course, if there is a more niche category of style that I have missed out from this style wheel, please add it in yourself and make your own ratings for that area. You can also adjust any categories depending on your climate. Right, so step number 2 is to assess your wardrobe. After you've gone ahead and rated each category on Wheel of Style, it's now time to do a mini wardrobe assessment. So for each area of the wheel, I want you to name your favorite piece and your least favorite piece and why. This sounds like it would take a lot of time, but it actually only took me about 10 minutes to go through the whole thing. And for me, it was actually a really eye-opening exercise to do. So in the worksheet, there's a table that you can fill out, or you can just grab a pen and paper. So I'll give you an example of an answer that I did from my own wardrobe. So for the category of knitwear, my favorite pieces are my boxy cotton jumpers from Everlane, a green and a gray. And the reason they're my favorite is because I love the shape on me. They're not too long. They don't need to be tucked in all the time. It's not wool, so they don't itch. And they're a really light cotton, not a heavy chunky knit, which makes them really versatile. And then my least favorite piece in my knitwear is my blue cardigan. And it's not because I don't like the style or the color. I love the style and the color, but the reason why it's my least favorite piece is because the quality is low. I got it as a secondhand fast fashion piece. I think I got it for about $12. So I didn't really expect much from it, but I was trying to just test out the style at the time. So this is my least favorite piece. It's definitely something that I would look to upgrade this year if I can find a really quality piece that matches my style preferences. So go through each category and quickly answer your least favorite and your most favorite piece in those categories and why. And as you're going, you can write down any revelations that come to mind on the very back page of the worksheet in the notes section. Now it's time to answer this question. In your current wardrobe, what is the ratio of classic pieces to trendy pieces? And are you happy with this ratio? My old wardrobe used to be full of trendy pieces and I always found it really hard to put together outfits. If I take a quick glance at my wardrobe now, I would say that I have about 70% basic, neutral, classic pieces and about 30% trendy pieces. And this is actually a really common ratio that people like to follow to create a versatile wardrobe and a wardrobe that's not too trend-based, which makes it way easier to get dressed on a daily basis. But I think generally speaking, aiming to have more of those basic classic pieces in your wardrobe compared to the trendy pieces will help you with just always having something to wear. But of course, this will all depend on your personal style. And the last part of assessing your wardrobe is to do a lifestyle assessment. Making sure that your wardrobe matches your lifestyle is a huge factor of having a functional wardrobe and personal style that you love. I'm going to ask you to answer just 2 questions today for a really simple lifestyle assessment. The first question is, what are the main activities or environments that make up your daily life? For example, work, social events, gym, errands, travel, playgrounds, etc. And then what you need to do is to work out if your current wardrobe supports these activities that you've listed. So ask yourself the next question: do you ever struggle to dress for any of these activities with the right balance of comfort, practicality, and style? So once you've answered those questions, you will hopefully have more insight into what areas of your style that you really need to work on. Once again, you can make a note on the very back page in the notes section of anything that comes up to you as you're answering these questions. Let's move on to step number 3. So this next step is one of the biggest steps that's made a huge difference for me when I was focusing on upgrading my personal style, and that is creating a color palette. This is something that I've spoken about many times on my channel, so I don't want to bore you with the details again, but if you've never considered the colors that you wear before, then I definitely recommend thinking about them. When you understand what colors you love and what colors look good on you, you then have the ability to create a rough color palette for your wardrobe. And that color palette then ensures that you can easily mix and match things in your wardrobe and that your outfits will always look cohesive. And it makes getting dressed so much easier as well. I also never suggest to limit yourself with a color palette because that just sounds too stressful. The color palette is more of just like a guideline to help you feel as though your wardrobe is more curated. And it also means that you hopefully won't waste any more time with colors that aren't right for you. Creating a color palette was the turning point for my style. And if you're serious about reinventing your style, then I definitely recommend thinking about color more. I will link my color videos in a playlist above and below for you. The next step is to create yourself some style goals for the year. So you can choose one or multiple goals, totally up to you. Think about what areas of your style you want to focus on this year. The previous steps should help you figure this out. You can also use the wheel of style to help you locate what area of style you want to work on this year. I also made a video previously about areas of style that I think are worth focusing on to improve your style. So I will link that one above, but for now, I will give you a couple of examples of what your style goals could possibly be. Potential style goals: creating your color palette, understanding your body and your silhouette preferences, organizing your wardrobe and creating systems in your wardrobe, curating your accessories collection, curating your shoe collection, focusing on your basics collection, creating a style uniform, experimenting with new colors, etc. So take a moment to think about your style goals and write them down on your worksheet. Another thing you might want to consider is having a style diary. You can write your goals in here and you can just write things that you learn about your style as you're experimenting throughout the year. So if you are experimenting with different styles throughout the year, then pay attention when you are getting dressed every day so that you can take note of what you like and what you dislike. So much of personal style is exactly that. It's personal. Understanding your personal preferences will help you to dress better and to feel better in the clothes that you wear every day. Okay, so the next step is to think about your future style investments. So this is exactly where you want to create a wish list. What you add to your wish list should be in line with your style goals. Prioritizing your wish list is really important too, because we can't just buy everything at once, can't afford to, and we also shouldn't just buy everything at once because that means we're rushing into things and that can often lead to many mistakes. So slow and steady with your wish list, but prioritization is really important. So try to figure out what that really one versatile piece will be. I've spoken about this one versatile piece before. What is this one piece that if you brought it into your wardrobe, it could be mixed and matched with so many different things that you already have. It is that one piece that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Spend some time trying to figure out what that one piece might be for you. I talk in more detail about wardrobe wish lists in the video above here, so I'll just leave that there for you to enjoy if you want to. But just remember to take your time with your wish list and experiment experiment and play with the current wardrobe that you have first, so that you're more likely to buy the correct pieces to add to your wardrobe. And when thinking about adding pieces to your wardrobe, if you're wanting to upgrade your style, then choosing quality over quantity is something that can really help with that. One quality piece is a much better investment than 3 cheap pieces. It might mean that curating your dream style might take a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth the wait. I did mention earlier that when I'm experimenting with styles that I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to love and get a lot of wear out of, I like to get them secondhand, and I don't mind if they're secondhand fast fashion or not as good quality. I then experiment with that for a decent amount of time, and then I go, okay, do I actually want to now try to find this piece in a more quality version to be a more permanent piece in my wardrobe? That's a good way of like experimenting without having to like drop heaps of money on something that's quality when you don't really 100% feel confident in that piece being something that you want to wear a lot. Something to keep in mind. My God, I'm getting hot in here. Maybe I should take this off. Then I'm just in a boob tube. Okay, look, we don't have long to go. I'm gonna keep it on. It's only 32 degrees outside. Celsius. It's hot. Okay, the next step to upgrade your style is to understand the current style trends. So the goal isn't to have a wardrobe full of trends, we've spoken about that, but by keeping up with the trends, you can still find small ways to remain current without having to invest in new trends all the time. So there is 2 main ways that I like to do this. The first way involves no shopping at all, and that is simply by understanding styling trends. So this is the trendy way that people are styling their clothes. Current examples include wearing jumpers or sweaters on top of a coat or outerwear, almost like it's a scarf around your neck. This came about quite recently, and I think it's really cool, and it adds texture and it can add pattern and just a little bit more intrigue to the outfit. So it's not about buying something new, it's just about styling your jumper in a different way, in a way that is currently on trend. Another example is a lot of people are styling baggy t-shirts over baggy jeans at the moment. This is another way of only requiring you to play around with the current pieces you have and how you're styling them, as opposed to buying something trendy. Another current example is wearing long wide leg jeans with ballet flats. A lot of people are doing that at the moment. Something that I'm not really loving myself, but people are doing it and it is on trend. It is a trendy way to style right now. So you can learn these trendy styling techniques by following style influencers, watching runway shows, flicking through Pinterest, and just generally keeping an eye out for patterns that you see repeated in the style and fashion space. I think I've got sweat on my nose. The second way that I like to keep up with trends and experiment with trends is by secondhand shopping. Every now and then, if a trend sparks my interest, I'll try to find it secondhand. It means that I won't be spending so much money on something that might only be trendy for a little while, and it just makes me feel a bit better about making a trendy purchase. But the main thing about trends is that you want to always make sure that you've got your style preferences in mind first and foremost. If this trend was to just not be super trendy the next day, like, would you still like wearing it? You've got to ask yourself that before you buy into the trend. When you begin to understand your style preferences more, you will automatically just begin to start having more confidence of what trends are right for you and what ones you can pass up. My YouTube channel is very much focused on trying to help you guys figure out what your preferences are so that you can make better style choices going forward. So if you want more of that kind of support, then do subscribe. Earlier we spoke about color palettes, and we've also spoken a lot today about curating your dream style. So if you want further steps and more details on how to do this, I have linked above 2 very helpful playlists. The first is my playlist on all the videos I've made about color, and the second is a playlist of my closet curation series, which is a 5-part series to help you curate your dream wardrobe. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I can take this off. I'm sweating. Whew.